I want to talk to you about how to build a legal practice that scales into a business. So if you have a law firm and you have like you've been around for a while now, at some point you got to really think about scaling. Okay, and when I say scaling, it's not just about having the right processes or the right size. It's also automating certain processes. Okay, so let me give you a few top hacks to really pay attention to. First thing first. If you want to build a legal practice that scales into a business, you have to learn to delegate. It's not just about having a top or bottom funnels in place to generate leads, qualified leads, and actually generate sales or get or acquire clients. Once the clients are there, or even before onboarding new clients, you have to learn how to delegate. Okay, you can't do it all. Okay, you can do it all. And whether you're a solo practitioner or you have a small firm or even a mid-sized firm, you got to learn how to delegate. And now delegation doesn't mean that you're just outsourcing tasks from one team member to another team. Like you're just I would say switching tasks from one team member to another team member. No, delegation just means that you have to really find in your team or outside of your team, outside of your company, the right skill set, the right resources, and most importantly, the most affordable, right? So if, for instance, you realize that it's just better for you, it's cheaper for you to actually outsource some tasks. You want to delegate tasks to a third party company, okay? If you want to actually switch, if you want to transition tasks internally, you want to first identify if someone else can properly complete the task, if somebody can complete the task faster than you, right, or faster than your team members, if the person can do it cheaply, like how much will it cost you to complete the task versus somebody else doing it, and also if there are any ethical issues regarding task delegation. So that's the first thing. If you want to really build a legal practice that scales into a business, you have to learn to delegate. Number two, you have to create efficient systems. When I say efficiency, when I say system efficiency, I'm not just talking about technology. I'm not saying you have to really get tech, you have to get software to actually automate your systems. No, it's also about the culture, the vision that you have, okay, the resources, the time that you actually put in place, the positive environment, because those are efficient systems. Those are systems that are going to sustain your operation and help you build a legal practice that scales into a business. If you want to build a legal practice that scales into a business, you also got to pay attention to recruitment. You have to hire when the time is right. It's not just about hiring 10 people today and wait for 5 years or 10 years and hire another 10 of five. No, no. It's about actually making sure that you are hiring gradually, but you're hiring the right type of people. You're hiring the way you want to do it. You want to hire folks that are going to generate revenue. It's not just about hiring people because there is so much work, and you realize, oh, listen, that type of work, your current team can't really handle it. You need the one or two or three extra headcounts. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to really hire folks that can add value to the bottom line. In other words, don't hire people because you have increased cost. Hire people because you have potential for increased revenue. You hire based on the increased revenue potentially, as opposed to the increased cost potentially. Okay, so hire when the time is right, especially in this economy. You want to pay attention to some key metrics, and you are hiring based on those movements and those metrics. You also want to outsource what you can hire for. Okay, I think I've said this before when I said learn to delegate. Okay, so delegation actually can be also outsourcing, especially when you are outsourcing, when you are delegating outside. So here you want to outsource what you can hire for. If for any reason you're looking to hire new staff members and you've been struggling to find the right skill set, like let's just say you are in a geography where you can't just find somebody who has expertise in a specific law specialty, you just outsource it. Just outsource it. I mean, you have a lot of freelance lawyers, for instance. You can have also qualified professionals. You can have other experts. It's all about making sure you have the right team. Whether you have the team in house or you have the team in a composite way, it doesn't matter how you compose the team. As long as you have a team that actually has the expertise that you need, that's all you need anyway. If you want to build a legal practice that scales into a business, you have to use technology. I've spoken about technology before, but I want to insist on technology because technology is at the core of your scalability efforts. Okay, technology can really help you, especially if you have the right technology. If you have the right technology, you can scale real fast. Okay, you can go from 100 clients to 1,000 clients to 10,000 clients to even 1 million clients if you can find that many clients. But but you get the drill, right? The most important thing is to have the right type of technology because delegation. When I say learn to delegate, I'm not necessarily saying that you have to hire people or you have to outsource tasks to people. No, you can outsource tasks to software, to technology, to processes. Okay, you can leverage technology to help you automate or streamline repetitive tasks. Okay, for example, you can streamline routine payments, data entry, like such as recording legal credit card payments, marking bills as paid, and modifying account balances. That's something that legal software can actually help you do. Okay. You can also automate and simplify your firm's client intake processes with tools like easy online scheduling, online intake forms, and e-signatures. So what you want to do here is that you want to have software that allows you to market to help market your firm in a very consistent way. Because if you want to build a legal practice that scales into a business, marketing has to be at the core of that strategy. And you also can use virtual receptionist to handle the work of answering client calls, so nothing gets missed. I mean, you are answering a client calls 24/7, right? So that's really good. So one thing I want to say here is that you want to if you want to scale into a business, automation has to be at the core of your operations, but not any kind of automations. It has to be sustainable automation. What I mean by that is that automating a few processes here and there is not going to cut it. No, this automation, this automation process has to be in sync with the rest of your firm's operation. That way, it can be sustainable. That way, it can be scalable with your firm, and that way, it can also be efficient. So, if you want to build a legal practice that scales into a business, one thing you want to do here is to invest in marketing and branding. And marketing and branding are two areas where your law firm can really scale real fast, can really really shine. Okay, so when it comes to marketing and branding, you first want to know or establish your brand because you can't work on branding if you have no brand, right? So your law firm needs a clear identity to successfully marketing. So if you want to build a legal practice that scales into a business, you want to ensure that tangible elements of your brand, like your firm logo, colors, etc., are consistent. Otherwise, people will be confused. People will feel like you are having an unprofessional, I would say, an unprofessional presence, which is really bad for you, right? So you want to really make sure things are consistent. You can further strengthen your brand with other tips that I have given on other videos in other videos. Okay, so once you know and establish your brand, you want to establish a lead generation process. So you want to set up a system to attract potential clients to your firm online and ultimately convert those potential clients into new clients. You also want to have a client-centered law firm website. Okay, so you want to make sure that the website is very easy to navigate, presents actually services you offer clearly. Clarity is really important. Clarity is going to help you actually qualify those leads real fast. Okay, and also you want to showcase strong branding for your practice, not just in the short run, but also in the long run. And finally, you want to leverage strong SEO to show up in searches. Okay. SEO is going to help you. Search engine optimization is going to help you actually get organic traffic for free. In other words, Google will send traffic freely to your website simply because you are ranking in the SERPs. You are ranking in the search engine result pages. Okay, so people will come to you to your sites organically, and you also want to find a marketing system that fits your firm. So you have to understand that you have all kinds of marketing systems, but if you want to build a legal practice that scales into a business, your marketing has to be in sync with your firm's overall vision. So let me give you the strategy here. I just shared with you the top hacks to really keep in mind, but there are actually some law firm growth strategies that work that can help you build a legal practice that scales into a business. The first thing you want to do here is to actually put yourself out there. Okay, so never underestimate the power of being friendly and putting yourself on people's radar. Okay, so that natural marketing mindset can really help you establish your reputation and acquire the business you need. Okay, to actually help your law firm grow. So you want to really put yourself out there and really explain what you're good at. Okay, that's really cool because you are able to connect at a very deep and human level. And don't never underestimate the power of human connection. Okay, you want to ask clients for referrals. So being proactive with your client relationships is also key when thinking about how to grow a law firm, especially if you want to scale. Okay, and so this way your clients will be there for you when you actually need it. Okay, you don't have to be proactive. You just have to do it naturally. It's all about connecting with the right folks, and you also want to reach out to clients proactively. Okay, so being willing to reach out, help, even sometimes for free, and nurture that relationship can be an investment in future growth for your law firm. And again, it's all about karma. I mean, you might say, well, I'm a businessman. I'm a business person. I don't care about those things. Those are karma. Karma is a real thing. Okay, so if you actually help, you will get that help in return. That's definitely for sure. So it's one of those things where you want to really put yourself out there, and don't be scared of don't be scared about actually you know helping, solving problems, giving solutions for free. Again, like I said, for free. I mean, to a certain limit, though, not all the time. So, if you want to build a legal practice that scales into a business, you have to be responsive, okay? So, you want to be responsive to clients and potential clients. So, you want to make sure that you are actually as fast as possible. If clients reach out to you, you want to return their phone call within 24 hours, okay? And also, you need to understand clients want you to be responsive to alleviate their anxiety about their legal matter. So if you have a legal practice and you want to really if you have a legal practice and clients are reaching out to you, you have to understand all legal matters are usually urgent. Otherwise, clients can actually try to do things themselves. If they reach out to a lawyer, if they hire a lawyer, if they have a lawyer in their team, that's because the case has morphed into something important, and they want to have legal representation to actually help them out. Okay, you also need to be empathetic. So if you think about building a legal practice that scales into a business, empathy is going to help you big time. So be empathetic all the time. Okay, put yourself in client's shoes and see how you would have wanted your own attorney to handle a case for you, and do the same thing for clients. Okay, do the same thing for clients. You also to adapt to take on new opportunities. Okay, especially if you want to really stay relevant, you need to be attuned to your clients' needs and new opportunities and adapt accordingly. Especially in this economy, you see things shifting. You see clients' mindsets shifting. You see clients' desires shifting. You see clients' needs shifting. You have to be you need to adapt. Otherwise, You'll be losing on new market share. You'll be losing on new opportunities. Okay, especially once again, if clients reach out to you, actually on a very important case, you have to adapt real fast. Okay, one thing I want to say here is that when it comes to the shift, just make sure the shift is natural to your current practice. Don't shift like 180 degrees, okay? Unless you have the resources to actually to support that shift. You can shift 30%, 60%, 50%, but if you shift 90% or 100%, that's a big shift. So think about that. Also, if you want to build a legal practice that scales into a business, don't be scared about reaching out for help when you need it. It's all about making sure that you have the right resources to turn away to actually expand your law firm. Okay, no one expects you to be a one person growth machine. It's actually quite the opposite. You will likely be more successful if you're able to reach out for help and guidance when you need direction. Okay, so you want to you can call, for instance, you can call more experienced attorneys and ask for their opinions every now and then. Okay, so if you get that help, you can effectively do your job without being tentative about accepting work. Okay, it's all about putting yourself out there and making sure whatever skill set you don't have, you're able to get it through third party tutelage, third party guidance. You also want to build a strong culture. If you want to build a legal practice that scales into a business, you got to have a strong culture. So, a strong culture filled with people that you trust is essential for law firm growth. Okay. So, at the end of the day, you have to understand that if you want to grow, you want your people to grow with you too. Okay. It's people, it's a combination of people working together for an end goal. If those people embrace your end goal, which is to grow the firm, which is to scale the business, you're going to scale the business. Okay. And you also want to provide quality legal representation to your clientele. And finally, you want to believe in yourself. So if you want to build a legal practice that scales into a business, you have to believe in yourself, not just from an operational point of view, but also from a professional point of view. So confidence in yourself and staying focused on your firm can actually help you big time. Okay. What I'm trying to say is that don't worry always about what your competitors think. No, don't waste your time thinking about what other competitors may think you are doing right or wrong. Okay, you can be open to getting criticism and learning what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong to change it. But don't try to predict what somebody else may think about you or your practice or how you got into this place in the first place. Okay, this is not something you want to waste your time or you want to waste your time or mind power on, because it is actually distracting and it could be very negative, right? Everybody's looking out for themselves, and you do not want to hear their feedback. You do not want to hear their opinion about you because maybe they're trying to diss you or whatever. Okay, so that's an important element to think about. So if you want to build a legal practice that scales into a business, those are the resources, those are the tips that I wanted to share with you in today's conversation. So the takeaway here is that when it comes to building a legal practice that scales into a business, in terms of top hacks, you have to learn to delegate. You have to create efficient systems. You want to hire when the time is right. You want to outsource when what you can't hire for. You want to use technology, and you want to invest in marketing and branding. In terms of strategy, put yourself out there, ask clients for referrals, reach out to clients proactively, be responsive, be empathetic, adapt to new opportunities. Okay. You want to reach out for help when you need it. Build a strong culture and believe in yourself. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.